Broducers, it's Özgün here. In this tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to merge two different styles, two different genres into a one song. So if you wanna develop your own sound, like if you wanna get your signature sound, or wanna make just tracks that out of the box that is unique and interesting, you can always try to merge two different genres. And while you are doing that, you are going to make something out of the box. And in this tutorial, I'm gonna show you how to merge a peak time techno track with a future rave sound. So we are gonna make a future rave techno hybrid track. And if you're ready, let's get into that tutorial. So I'm gonna use FL Studio 21. It's beta, but still there are some really cool features that I like to cover. So that's why I decided to shoot the tutorial like on FL Studio 21. So you are going to see several cool new features that is coming with 21 beta. So let's start by adding the kick. The first thing I can say, like the browser is changed. Now when we click to a sample, we can see the waveform of it, like its bitrate, its sample rate, is it stereo or mono. So you can just even change the preview volume from here. Which is really useful. I always wanted this feature. And the other feature is just you can now make favorite for any samples, or even you can just right click and add a tag to it. So I just put this kick, for example, as the kick tag, and also I put it to FLP tag. So when I go to tags, now I can see my tags, and if I click FLP, I'm gonna just find the samples that I tag with them, which means like I literally tag the samples for just shooting this video, or even like, yeah, you can just go click kicks. So I already added 2 kicks to this tag. So you can make a kick tag and put your favorite kicks, or even you can make like techno kicks, trance kicks, big room kicks. You can name them and tag them, something like that. It's really cool and you should check it out. It's really cool feature. So let's go at the kick. Yeah, I'm thinking to make my BPM 132. Let's start it from here. So I'm only gonna make a drop. That's why I like to put them 16 bars. Okay, let's send the kick to its own channel. Let's call it kick. I like to add the blood overdrive to my kick. And you know, if you want to have a more gritty kick, even though this kick is processed pretty well, but still if I just give it a little bit of distortion, overdrive, it's gonna make the kick more techno-ish and it's gonna cover more frequencies in the spectrum. So let's remove the post gain so it doesn't clip. And maybe I can just disable the limiter on the master. So you just get this taste, the texture when you overdrive it, but we don't need to do it that much. Something like that would fit. And the next thing, I'm gonna add an EQ. So I use the EQ in this kind of situations for kick. If I saturate the kick, it usually gives me like some unwanted low mid frequencies, which can create some muddiness and mask the other elements in your track. So it's good to find that frequency and just dip it a little bit. So we can just dip this area. And I'm just gonna give a bit body to the kick. And also we can boost the first band to get a bit more basic kick drum. Because the saturation kinda killing the very sub frequencies. So if you wanna still keep the body, which you should in the kick, after saturation you can boost the low frequencies a little bit. It's gonna depend on the bass, but yeah, for now I just like to give it 1 or 2 dB and that's all. Maybe this band can be a bit more narrow. So that's all for the kick. Now I'm gonna generate my rumble because I like to have a techno-ish bass line, but I will have the future rave toms. Of course, we are merging the genres. But yeah, let's start with the kick rumble. The first thing we should do, just to check the key of the kick in audio editor. So I don't care the punch, but I'm caring about the tail. It's the real key of the kick, so it's G sharp. Now I know my key is going to be G sharp. Let's make the kick a bit smaller. So I have space for the rumble. And now I'm gonna just route my kick to next channel, call it rumble. And then the first thing I like to add the overdrive as usual on route to kick to master, so we only hear the rumble channel. That's enough. And I like to put some distortion. Maybe we can lower the volume first. So I'm just destroying the kick. And let's go at the reverb. So I have this preset for the reverb. So you can just check the values. I save it for, using for Rumble. This is one of my Rumble reverb pages. And it's kinda, small, not to overlap. But the room is designed to be kinda not rounded, but with the edges. And with this, I get really cool bass response on the Rumble. So let's show you how it sounds. Like pretty basic patch, but it's just doing its job. And the next thing I'm gonna do is just adding an EQ. So I will just cut the high frequencies. And I like to boost the G sharp frequency because this is the key of my track. I think it sounds good so far. If you want to be like more safe, you can make another cut, but this time we can just go to the side mode and we can cut the side frequencies till maybe 150, somewhere around here. So we can make the various sub frequencies totally mono, which can be more safe in most systems. So let's listen it with kick, but we gotta put it as sidechain first. So I'm just gonna get my LFO tool. And you know what I'm gonna do? Like this area is representing this area. So I will just draw a curve and it should be like this. Maybe we can go smooth, like maybe 5%. If I do it like that, it should sound nice. And if we check the master with LFO tool, so I'm just aiming like the same length as my kick in terms of the waveform fatness, I can say that. If you have something like that, you are good to proceed to the next stage. So after having the kick and rumble, I like to group them, like let's call kick bass bass. And let's lock the channel by Alt-Shift-Click. And I like to route the rumble to here and kick to here. So it is going to be my like main kick bass bass. And I'm gonna put a filter to it. And we don't need resonance. We only need high pass. Let's remove low pass. If you get these settings, your filter should be working like that. It's like cutting the low frequencies. I'm gonna use it like that. So let's create an automation clip for that. Cut off. End of the every 8 bar is going to be the fill, like the drop fill. So in here, in techno, you usually filter your kick and bass, which I'm gonna do it now. So you can go do something like that. And maybe I can just remove the last 2 kick to have some feel, maybe I can put some snare, some clap. Sounds good. And the last thing I'm gonna do to my rumble is just putting a fruity balance. Because when the kick is missing, the rumble reverb is still there. So if you want to cut it, kill the signal completely, we can just put a fruity balance. And with this, if you make it like that, it's going to be mute. Yeah, so that's all for the kick bass, I think. Now we can layer some future rave tones. So for that, I'm gonna go to my tags, which I put the samples that I'm planning to use in this project as FLP tag. So let's find the tom. Yeah, this one. So let's check the key of that. Edit in audio editor, detect pitch regions. So it's the key of A. If I put it one semitone down, it's become G sharp, and now I can use it on my track. Okay, let's write the rhythm now. I'm thinking to have this rhythm, but I'm gonna make the last one unique. So I like to put it 2 semitone down. Did we make it? Yeah. Why those are also pitch? I think it's something with the beta. Why it's not working? So I like to make unique only this one and pitch it. Yeah, now I think it's working. Some features is buggy in beta still. Here, like the tribal kind of rhythm, I'm really enjoying this one. Let's copy paste like that. And I like to send down some channel. Let's call it tom. So all I'm gonna do is cut the very low frequencies so we don't get clash with the rumble. And let's put an LFO tool to just quickly sidechain it like that. We don't need to go that harsh. So let's not forget to send the other one as well to the same channel. And now we are pretty much done with the kick and bass. Now I like to work with the hi-hats. Let's make the drop drums, and then we are going to make the drop lead. So let's drag drop this hi-hat. And let's cut it and put it to the very beginning of the bar like that. So I like to have the hi-hat like in the second part of the first drop. So we can just put them like that. And let's send down to channel, let's call it closed. And all we gotta do is just clean the sample, like cutting the low frequencies. Maybe we can pan it like 10% or something. So it's good to pan the drums, some of them a bit right, a bit left, so you can just create the depth for your drums. And the next sample, I'm gonna bring this open hat. Again, let's put it to very beginning of the bar and do it like that. So we can have the close hat in the first part. You can think the drums as a ladder, as a stair. And now in the second part, we are just building the tension, building the instrument top of each other. It's the same processing we are gonna do pretty much same, like let's call it open. And even we can copy paste the, let's solo it. And this time I'm gonna just put it like maybe 15% to the right. And with the open head and the close head, now they are not going to clash and they can be sound good at the same time. Let's listen down. Sounds good. And now I'm gonna drag drop this hi-hat loop and let's make it fit to BPM. So this is a rolling head. It's like driving the rhythm. It's really important to use this kind of rhythm on your drops. And let's copy them like that. Okay, so the processing for that is kinda same, but there's only one difference. Let's put it in here, call it rolling. So because it's playing all the time, it might clash with the kick. So it's always good to have a sidechain compression technique when you are layering using this kind of loops with the kick. If there are some transient, some elements, it's coming same time with your kick, they might like fight with the kick's transient and you can just solve the problem by sidechaining it with the kick. So I'm just gonna go to my kick channel and route it to here without sending any information. And in the limiter, we will go to compressor and choose it from sidechain. Let's make ratio 2:1. And then all we gotta do is determine the threshold until we got cool pumping effect. And after you have the heads, the drums, we can just create a drum group or drum bus. Let's lock the channel and we can do something like that. We can just send all the hi-hats and all the rolling head, that loop, to same group. And we can put a clipper and just clip the whole chain. So maybe we can clip them in -6 decibel. So we can control the dynamics of it. And it can be really helpful when you are mastering the track. If you do that, you're already gonna take care of the harshness, all the transients that your drum loops can cause. So the drums are pretty much like that. Let's go make the lead. For that, let's add a serum. And I like to use this lead. It's from the production school. It sounds really decent. Let's put a sidechain fastly. We don't need to go like 100%. And let's cut the low frequencies maybe till 150. And let's go to the piano roll. And let's go to helper. And let's choose the G sharp. So okay, I'm gonna try to write a catchy melody now. Let's put it to here first. So I most of the time first find the rhythm and then I try to create my melody. Something like that could be a good start. Okay, let's use it 2 times. So I'm not gonna spend that much time on creating the melody. So you can make the melody depending on your track, depending on your theme. Now I'm just trying to make something catchy, and yeah, that's all. So this can work. I just literally copy paste to the second part and make it 1 octave down. It always works. But yeah, if you are using this kind of melodies to your tracks, you can always try to add some little more variations on every loop, I can say. But yeah, for the sake of this tutorial, I'm gonna just leave it like that for now. So for reverb, I'm not gonna use it probably. Let's go process our lead. So I like to have the DST. It's a plugin from Madnash. Most of the time I'm just putting it to my leads, and that's just taking care of everything. I don't even need to touch the faders. Yeah, I can start to groove and vibe with the track, which is a good sign. I like to add a delay first. So let's go pin pawn and do something like that. So you can work on the delay times. Sometimes like 4 always works, but if you want to get creative, sometimes just check the 5 and 3. Even the 8, they can be really cool. They can sound really cool depending on the melody and the tempo. So let's try all of them. So the 5, the delay time 5 is, I think, best one for this track. We can just keep it in here. And let's add a reverb also. I'm gonna use the WW famous preset. So maybe we don't need that much high frequencies. We can just cut it somewhere around here. Maybe we can use it like that. Sounds good so far, but I think if we make the sidechain delay and reverb, that can sound so much cleaner. That's why I'm gonna add the free to peak controller, and I like to link both my delay and reverb to the peak controller with using invert. And now I can just determine and shape the sidechain curves from this plugin. After coloring, I'm just gonna put an OTT and let's do it like that. So I like to put OTT after I put delay and reverb. So it kind of gluing all the FX with the synth itself. So I like to do it like that. Some input gain and remove some output gain as much as you did with the in. And then you can just shape the thresholds from here and output gains for each band. This is how I use OTT for glue compressing. And I like to give it some star imaging. So let's go some value like that. I don't like to over widen it, but just to give it a bit more touch. And yeah, that's all for the drop lead. So now we can just put some effects to the track. The first thing I like to put this atmosphere sound. And I'm gonna show you a really cool trick that FL Studio 21 beta has. So if you want to use this sound and you wanna duplicate it, I mean use it again in the next part, so you don't need to cut the samples. It's just automatically crossfades. And if you go top left here and activate, I think this first button, so you can now just edit the crossfades, faders as much as you like. You see, like, this is a really cool option and it's gonna save so much time when you're producing. So in this case, I'm just gonna leave it like that. I've just let FL Studio do the crossfades. Let's see how it sounds. Maybe with lower volume. It's just perfect, so I don't even need to do anything. Just put the samples and put them overlap each other, and FL Studio gonna handle the edits for you. Let's send it to some empty channel, call it background pad. So we can just cut the low frequencies. And maybe we can put it some Haas effect, because we are going to put it really back of the mix. And I'm gonna just copy some sidechain to the pad. And even we can just give it some reverb. So it can be more blurry. And we are just gonna push it really back off the mix. Let's check the key by going detect pitch regions. So it's already in key. It's good to check. And now I'm gonna add some drop steps. So this is the sound I'm gonna use. It's just the Kashmir step. So because I'm merging EDM with techno, I thought it's really good to use some EDM sounds. Steps are really EDM-ish and it's just fitting perfectly to future rave. So I just put it one semitone up, and then we are going to cut the low frequencies of it, and that's all. Now let's add a sidechain also, and we can just put it in every 4 bar. Sounds good so far. And now I'm gonna drag drop this sound. To put it on the fills, let's fit it to BPM. It's 126. And I don't even need to do anything else. good. So I like to work more on the fills. Let's bring this FX sound, this vocal FX. And let's check the key of that sample by going audio editor, detect pitch regions. So it's like, or it's most of the time it's C sharp, right? Yeah. So if it's C sharp, we should make it 700 up. But I think it's too high. So we can make it 500 down. It's 1 octave down. I think I can use it like that. I'm thinking to have something creative. Let's send it to some empty channel, call it fill. So I like to put an LFO tool and I like to go one of the transgate presets here. Maybe this one. Sounds good. Let's cut the low frequencies. And let's add a reverb. Maybe the same one that we use for our main drop lead. But I like to put the reverb after I'm applying the transgate cutting. So the reverb is not going to be applied by the effect. It's going to be sound better. And maybe I can just put a regular sidechain to the end of the chain. And let's choose generic so it doesn't get annoying artifacts when it cuts. And yeah, I think the last thing we can add now it's white noise. I like to create my own noises, you know, that's why I can just make them fit perfectly to my track. So for that, I'm just gonna load the 3x oscillator and go to the dice. And let's route it for some empty channel, call it white noise. The key doesn't matter, but still. I will just draw a MIDI like that. And I'm gonna cut it like that. Maybe we can put it 4x like that. And let's go process it more. We can give it some hush effect so it can be really white. And also not just hush effect, but we can always add some saturation to the noise. And I like to add a reverb because the reverb is gonna like make it so much wider. Go a bigger size and that's all I think. Maybe yeah, like more decay, even like 4 or 5 seconds or something like that. And before reverb, I'm gonna add a fruity balance and I like to automate its volume. We can make it something like that. And yeah, let's don't forget to put a sidechain to the white noise. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it. We can have a final preview. And I just like to put a clipper. So maybe I can just clip 2 or 3 decibels with input gain. So it kinda sounds like it's mastered, but it's not. So let's not forget to go hard clip, by the way. And before I end the video, I just have something on my mind. So before I end the video, I just like to go to the serum and just automate this open like parameter, this macro. It makes the lead like more release and decayed. It's gonna make a cool improvement on the drop. I don't like to skip that one. So let's automate this open knob. With this, we can get another movement to our drop. So it's some small ear candy, but yeah, I just it just came to my mind and I'd like to do it before I end the video. And now yeah guys, today that was it. We merged two different genres into one song, made a drop that contains the signature future rave tones, future rave leads, and some steps, kinda EDM-ish. But the background, the kick, the rumble, the drums are just belong to the peak time techno genre. And now we have a track that does not sound like the other tracks, you know. This is the key to develop your signature sound. You can just mess around with several different genres and try to come up with something new. I hope this video can be inspirational for you. Today that was it guys. See you on the next video. Bye bye.